Hey everyone, welcome back to the Gula Tech Adventures channel. In real life, Ron Gula sat down with Hank Thomas from Strategic Cyber Ventures for the Coded for Chaos podcast. This was an incredible hour-long conversation covering Ron's entire journey, from his days at the NSA doing early red teaming to co-founding Tenable network security and taking it public, and now investing in the next generation of cybersecurity startups through Gula Tech Adventures. They discussed everything from the challenges of building a cyber ecosystem in the DC region to how AI is reshaping the industry to Ron's philosophy on data care and professionalizing cybersecurity. Today, I'm going to share my top 5 favorite quotes from that interview. Let's dive in, starting with number 5.
So on one hand, like I just had Virtual Ron do a policy piece on the McCurry Institute, just basically issued a paper. It was like Chris Inglis, Tom Bossert, Frank Cifillo, all like the bigger names of cyber policy. I had him analyze the paper. I did some vRon. That's kind of a fun. I put him in a cool cyber ops center and stuff like that. That will probably do better as a video than me just standing up talking about what I thought of the paper, which is a good paper. But at the end of the day, it's cyber policy, right? Now, on the other hand, if I do a entrepreneurship piece and it's about, I had something called the 5-slide pitch deck. Yeah. I've had entrepreneur business level university teachers say, I play this in every class, and that I feel a lot better about that. So I'm trying to hit a lot of different audiences and that stuff like that.
I love this point. Ron talks about how using AI animation helps reach broader audiences beyond just the typical cybersecurity crowd. Whether it's explaining complex cyber policy or teaching entrepreneurs how to pitch, the animations make these topics accessible and engaging for everyone. Now let's move to number 4.
What do you think about a cyber force in particular? Like there's a lot of talk about that right now. Some people are saying President Trump is just going to sort of like Space Force is just going to get announced and we're going to suddenly say there's a cyber force and everyone's going to have to figure it out. Good, bad, indifferent. So I think it could happen. I think if it happens, it's going to be good for the professionalization of our industry. Yeah. However, I think of cyber force as an offensive force. Yeah. And a lot of people think of that as like an army of hackers.
This is such an important debate. Ron supports the idea of a cyber force, but with clear separation between offense and intelligence and a real focus on professionalization of the field. The key benefit isn't just about building offensive capability, it's about making cybersecurity a true profession. All right, number 3, the origin story of Tenable.
Ron is the founder of Tenable, co-founder of Tenable. Co-founder of Tenable. Where you were there for a long time. Most people, a lot of people that watch this maybe know what Tenable is, but some people don't know what Tenable is. Maybe you can describe what Tenable is briefly. Yeah. So, Tenable Network Security is a company today, 2026 public company. They do cyber exposure. So everything from your cloud apps to your phone to your Windows computers and whatnot. And when I sold our first company, Network Security Wizards, to Enterasys, I forgot about that part. I said I really wanted to do something on the other end of detecting hackers, right? So Dragon was a network IDS. And you could sit there and go, there's a hacker. That's fine. This was before IPS came. I wanted to get on the other side of that attack path and help people fix things. And so for 13, 14 years there, we kept finding new ways to find vulnerabilities and score them and present them to people.
This one really hits home for me. Ron wanted to move from just detecting hackers to actually helping people fix vulnerabilities. That shift from detection to remediation became the foundation for Tenable's success, focusing on the other side of the attack path. Now, number 2, how to build 10 Tenables.
You have, after doing Tenable, thought it was clever saying, I want to do 10 Tenables, right? I want to do it. And so I got to do some interesting panels, right? I had governors ask me, how would you do 10 Tenables, right? There's 2 main things you want to focus on. One is encouraging entrepreneurs to start. Yeah. And even though we have this great ecosystem in Virginia, DC, and Maryland, if you think about all that talent's kind of locked inside federal government, inside the beltway contractors, inside all that type of stuff. And it's not like they're prisoners, but you got somebody making 6 figures, they're doing a great job. They're defending the country, right? Doing the mission sometimes keeps the mission sometimes like that. Do I really want to risk it all and go start? And because most startups fail. Yeah. Right. So the first thing is we got to encourage people to do that. Right. And the second thing, we've got to keep them here. Yeah.
Just that it's not, there's no state income tax in Florida, Tennessee, and other places like that. So how do you start these things and keep them here? So you have to have tax incentives. So you have to have things like that to keep the money here.
This is Ron's vision for the future. He talks about encouraging entrepreneurs to start companies and keeping them in the region through tax incentives and ecosystem support. It's not just about building one successful company. It's about creating an environment where 10 more can thrive. And finally, number one, is the early startup exit dead?
800-pound gorilla in the room, changing everything, AI. So those days are gone, right? We can work, the government can get in this, get in our way or get in everyone else's way all they want. AI is going to change the way everything happens. I don't know about you. Every board meeting I'm in, we're now AI proofing everything, talking about what the AI strategy is, whatever that means. Sometimes it's just sprinkling AI on top of whatever's there, hoping that it'll work out. How are you approaching this?
Yeah. So to me, it's like three things. So one, if you're a small company, I go back to what Cindy and I did with Network Security Wizards, right? We had a team of 8 or 9 people. We had a Gartner Magic Quadrant network IDS in 18 months, right?
Yep.
Those days are gone. Those days are gone. That anybody can do something close to that with the power of AI, which means that if you're a startup, you're probably not going to get acquired by Cisco if you just built your product for the first thing. It also means that if you're pitching this to a big company, they might build it as well.
Yeah.
So now I used to pitch with founders, hey, look, if you want to be an entrepreneur, think about this. Don't think about going public. This is your first company. Maybe just do the product, take care of your team, take care of your customers, solve a problem for somebody, and then take an early exit, right? Sell to Splunk, sell to Palo, sell to something quick, right? Those days might be gone.
This is such a critical insight. AI is fundamentally changing the startup acquisition landscape. When big companies can now build solutions internally with AI that used to require acquiring a startup, it completely reshapes the traditional exit strategy for founders. If you want to watch the full hour-long interview between Ron Gula and Hank Thomas, there's a link in the description below. It's packed with incredible insights on cybersecurity, AI, venture capital, and building successful tech companies. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Gula Tech Adventures channel for more content on cybersecurity, startups, and the future of tech.